Hey you, I'm Epiphany and I went from this to this in a pretty short amount of time and I'll show you how. But first, I have 3 shoutouts from the last video to announce. Here they are! Thank you guys so very much for always supporting me, and if you want a shoutout, you have to find the secret word somewhere in the video. Okay, let's get into it. The method I use to gain a lot of diamonds for free in a fairly short amount of time depending on how hard you work is called profit trading. Profit trading is when you buy something or trade for something and then turn around and trade it or sell it for more than you initially got it for. So for example, if I bought a tote bag for 5,000 and I sold it for 8,000 diamonds, I would have made 3,000 diamonds. But I'm going to show you how I do it on a much larger scale to earn hundreds of thousands at a time. So you can usually get this chain started by either buying a halo or a high demand item, or what I do is I look for shops and see how much people are willing to sell stuff for. So here someone showed me their shop and I asked to buy the most valuable items. But when I asked how much they were selling it for, they said they would cancel the trade and go look at the original costs and charge me that. And this is something you never want to do unless it's a valuable item that's being overpriced like the Whimsy Witch heels, because obviously it's being sold for more than the original right now. But because the items I was looking to buy aren't selling for much than their original price right now, or even less than their original price, that was not a good financial decision. So what should you do if you're profit trading on a larger scale? So I know they're really hard to get, but if you get some halos, it's really easy to profit trade with them because a lot of players are really desperate for them. So for example, this person was in the server going, please, someone please let me offer for a load tier halo. So I was like, ooh, let me see what they're gonna offer. So as they were offering, I actually had Traderie pulled up on my phone since I play on a different device, and I was checking the value of each of these items they were adding to the trade. And that way I could see if the total would be worth less than or more than the value of my halo. Their offer right now was a little less than the value of my halo, so I asked them to add more, and they said they could add more set pieces, and I expected just like 2 or 3, but they actually added a lot, and this meant that their trade value was worth more than my halo. So after adding, they asked if that was good, and I scrolled and read it and realized, yes, this is absolutely worth more than my halo compared to the prices on Traderie, so I said I will do it, and here we are accepting the trade. And now that I'm missing a halo but retrieved items worth more than that, it is time to sell them to recoup the cost plus some of what my original halo was. This was not included in the original profit trade, but that's okay. A good tip to remember is that you don't have to stick to the same profit trade the entire time. You can skip around and do different stuff and work on different profit trades, and this actually leads to more profit in the end. Just make sure to stay organized with it. But through Traderie, I was actually able to buy these heels for 500k and sell them for 525k. This meant that I made 25,000 for absolutely free. Next, I used those diamonds I had just gotten and the Dear Dolly corset from the last trade, the profit trade actually, and I rebought that spring halo for 525,000 plus the Dear Dolly corset. So this meant that I was no longer missing items, I completely had my spring halo back, and now it was time to sell the rest of the items for as much as possible to see if I could get more diamonds than I originally had. So next, this short person came up to me in the hub and said they wanted a pair of shoes and they would give me 41,000 for a pair. And I asked which ones they were thinking of, and they said whatever. So I took this as an opportunity to sell one of the pairs I got from the profit trade. And my tip when you're doing profit trades is to screenshot the initial items you got so you can check them off as you sell them. So here is the screenshot I took. It already has green check marks all over it, but that's because I check off the items I sell in the process. So at this point, the Dear Dolly corset would have been gone since I traded that for the halo, and I just crossed off the Royal Rebel boots because I'm selling them currently. Aside from screenshotting the initial items, it is also very important to create a place where you write down what you sell everything for. So here is a screenshot from the notes page in my phone where I was recording everything I traded. So now that you guys kind of have a good idea of what profit trading is, I'll just show you a montage of me selling absolutely everything. So here is the Whimsy Witch corset for 52,000 diamonds. Next, I sold the December Stream heels for 40,000 diamonds. After that, I sold the December Stream corset, which was about 15,000 on Traderie, so that's what I sold it for. After that, I sold the December Dream hat for 9,000 diamonds, and remember, as you go through this process, just check it off on your screenshot so you know that you've sold it and don't get confused later, and then keep record of how much you sold it for so you can add it up in the end and see how much you made. Shortly after that, I sold the December Stream coat for 35,000 diamonds. Next was the Opposites Attract bodice for 48,000 diamonds, almost 50,000, which is pretty awesome. That's a substantial amount for this profit trade. This part was actually a bit wonky because I traded the Gothic Cutie heels for the Cookie Cutter loafers and 2 Cherry Blossom items. And the Cherry Blossom set isn't very high in demand, but this person didn't want them, so I took them. And after this trade, the person actually wanted the loafers back, so I gave them the loafers in return for the heels, and they actually let me keep the Cherry Blossom items. I did not sell them for this profit trade, but I thought it would be cool to show you guys. Next, I sold the traditional hand fan for 15,000 diamonds, and I thought the value of this was actually way less, so this was a surprise to me. This person was actually a fan, and as to not draw attention in the trading hub, they sent me a nice message when they were trading, and I thought this was super sweet, so if you're watching this, shout out to you, you are awesome. To clear up some more space and get rid of more items, I sold the entire part of the Winter Guardian set that they gave me for 65,000 diamonds. And here is the Steampunk belt, which was the most valuable item in the profit trade, and I sold that for 210,000 diamonds and the Deer Dolly heels, and this is awesome because those heels are worth about 15,000. Next, I sold the heels for 15,000 and gave away the back bow for free since I didn't want it. Next, Worm Corset for 5,000, Lady Rose Corset for 8,000, and the Gothic Cutie heels for 30,000. At this point, there were a few items I didn't sell, like the chicken heels and the enchanting heirloom corset, just because they're not worth that much, and I had already made profit, so I was too lazy to continue. So if I subtract the amount I ended up with after profit trading from the amount before, it turns out I made about 127,000 diamonds for absolutely free. I did not lose any items, and in fact, I gained some items for free because I didn't want to sell them since I already made over 100k. I hope this little tutorial on profit trading helped you guys out. I actually have another one that I posted a while ago, but I think this was much more detailed, and I hope you enjoyed. I also hope you can get rich now. By the way, the secret word of the day is whimsy, like the Whimsy Witch corset. Be one of the first 3 people to comment that for a shout out in my next video. That's all I have for you today. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!